have Democrats running for president and they are willing to lie about basic biological facts, we can't trust that they can go to the Oval Office and tell Americans the truth. I mean, if they're willing to, if their understanding of reality is so distorted that they think men can get pregnant, they have no business coming to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
I mean, he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? He's not lying at all. Like, if somebody cannot tell the difference between a man and a woman, or, you know, they can't understand that men cannot be women and women cannot become men, should they really be in charge of our country? Should they really be able to sit in that Oval Office at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? I don't think so. And listen, this is not to say the Republican Party is not, faulty. Look at what we're doing right now in Iran. Complete bullshit. We're there for no reason. All for the benefit and aid of a foreign country. You know, but when it comes to basic biological truths, if you cannot get your bearings or, align your bearings or get them right on that biological fact that has been proven by science for however many years science has been around and biology has been around. I mean, the very fact that 10,000 years from now, 100,000 years from now, if an archaeologist digs up my body when I die in the next 20, 30 years, whatever it is, however many years it is, they're going to say, okay, this guy or this person was a man. It was a biological male. Why? Because of bone density, because of muscle mass, even the teeth. Like, there's so many things that you can determine or use to determine that somebody is a biological male. Obviously, with a female, it's going to be less bone density, lower mass for muscle, right? It's just, I don't understand why this is, a party, how a party can even get votes for running on such bullshit. Like, that's just crazy. But that just shows you the people who vote for the Democratic Party, what they stand for, basically. Because if these people cannot, like, that was perfectly said. If you cannot tell me the difference or tell the difference between a male and a female, then you have no business being in the Oval Office. It's pretty much that simple. Well, I guess he didn't know that Teslas have cameras. This guy, his name is Dylan Bryan, and he's one of the Minnesota DHS employees, and he keyed 6 Teslas. 6 Teslas this guy keyed. And who is Minnesota ran by? Governor Tim Walz. Like, everything is just adding up with these people. Like, it never, ever fails to add up. And, would you guess it, right? This guy was one of the people who was actually in charge of, reviewing the financial policies, right? And the policy compliance with, the state of Minnesota and what they were delegating their money to. Obviously, we found out that, with Nick Shirley doing that documentary, how much fraud was going on in Minnesota with the Somalians. But this guy was actually responsible for reviewing Medicaid fraud cases as well. Clearly, he didn't do a good job because Elon Musk, which is the whole reason why they created Doge in the first place. When Elon Musk was there in the first place, right? He was really hashing out the people who were doing fraud and cutting costs of the government that, basically the taxpayers were paying for things that we shouldn't be paying for, right? And that was one of those things, was the Medicare or the Medicaid fraud. And clearly, this guy was not smart enough to wear a mask, or he just blatantly didn't know that, Teslas have cameras all over them. Like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Teslas literally have solved crimes. Like, there's been a couple of shootings where, like, a Tesla camera caught something on action or on tape, and that person was actually convicted, and they lined them up, and they actually got prison sentences for that. But a lot of people are just not aware. They just think they just key Teslas, and they're not recording at all times. Like, most Teslas, especially the top editions, the top models, all have cameras around them. It's a very, very sophisticated car, and they are always recording at every single moment. Like, even when the person, like, if you walk up to a Tesla, that person will probably get a notification on their phone that somebody's around their vehicle. Like, and I'm pretty sure Teslas are not the only vehicles who have that. There are other vehicles who have that too. And would you look at that as well, right? He's wearing a Golden State Warriors jersey, San Francisco. Like, oh man, California x Minnesota. What can I say? Two of the most woke states out there. But anyways, yeah, this guy was clearly not smart enough to wear a mask. Being a DHS employee, yeah, this is an L for Minnesota.
It's not hatred to tell a child that they can grow up to be healthy and whole. How much money does a surgeon make off of giving a girl top surgery? Kaiser Permanente charges only a $100 copay, and the surgeon makes $25,000. I was approved for a phalloplasty and 2 appointments over Zoom. My doctor told me I could have a fake penis that would allow me to either be standing up or to have penetrative sex, but not both. Do you think your transgender child might one day have top surgery and a phalloplasty? Is that something you would allow them to have? They make a phalloplasty out of the skin tissue on your thigh or your forearm. It's like a skin sausage. It's a fake penis. $130,000.
I'm gonna hunt you down and fucking kill you.
But you can't say that. You can't tell somebody you're gonna kill them. You can't say that to.
And would you guess that woman, Madeline Mann, her name is, by the way, she's actually an employee of the University of California. Yes, she's actually an administrative director, an administrative executive at the University of California. And without question, I looked into her background, right? Because I had a little bit of, some questions. Then I found out that she's the mother of a kid who is trans. That doesn't surprise me at all, because we all know what goes down in the great state of California, right? That's probably the wokest state, I would say, up there with New York and maybe Washington, specifically Seattle. But those would be the 3 top woke cities, I would say. Is California is definitely number 1. New York, absolutely woke as hell. And then you have Seattle in Washington State. Those are the 3 places I would say probably the wokest places in America right now. But, never fails to happen, right? These trans rights activists, not the majority of them, but there's a subset of them that, whenever they don't get their way and somebody else is, just give them the facts. Granted, you can argue she was kind of in her face recording, right? But this is how these people react to, or respond to, anything that they don't agree with, or maybe somebody, is, saying things that they don't agree with. Is just go to violence. I'll hunt you down and kill you. But yeah, she is an administrative director at the University of California and the mother of a transgender child. Definitely not surprised by that. And she lives in California. Not surprised.